Reasons which prove that Melbourne City in Australia is the greatest city in the world. The famous Melbourne coffee. If you are a coffee lover, you probably already know why Melbourne and coffee go hand in hand. If you aren't, well, this place is going to convert you into one. The history of coffee here starts from the year 1880. The city was going through the temperance movement, which was basically a shift from social alcohol consumption to social coffee consumptions. Society was changing and alcoholism was no longer cool. Enter Melbourne's first coffee palace. That's right, it was called a palace because it was nothing less than one. A massive 370-room hotel was erected in exquisite European architecture, and it soon became a social hub. Pubs were left behind, and this coffee palace is where the elite partied. Today, the city's baristas are considered to be some of the finest in the world, and there are only a handful of places that take brewing as seriously as Melbourne does. Instagrammable architecture. Social media is the biggest reality we are living in right now. So naturally, every destination, every nook and corner is documented. Melbourne has the most scenic architectural spaces, buildings, garden ways etc. that not only make you look out of the world but also get you the big likes on your social media. Collins Street is a destination that looks straight out of an ancient European novel. As you walk down, you will see a plethora of buildings that not only have a rich historical past, but also double up as excellent photo points. Speaking of photos, you have to check out the Melbourne Central Shopping Centre for its historical domed glass window, shot tower and statuesque cold bullet factory. Gardens. Melbourne chooses to conserve this green patch that not just acts as the lung for the city but is also a great place to just relax and enjoy nature's bliss. The Royal Botanical Gardens of Melbourne are a hot spot for local walkers, joggers, meditators or just those who want to read a book in silence. With over 8,500 plant species, this place is a must-visit for sure. Cricket. If you ever followed cricket, you know how important this sport is to Australia and vice versa. In Melbourne, you will find Australia's favourite stadium, the Melbourne Cricket Ground, also popularly known as Macquarie. Home to the Melbourne Cricket Club. Built in 1853, this stadium hosts some important games, and needless to say it is a must-visit when you head to the city. Art City. Melbourne is considered to be one of the street art capitals of the world, and that is because in very few other cities will you see this amount of expression. Riots of colour and moreover government support for the art form, as you will see in Melbourne. The City Council has designated certain areas as approved locations for street artists. The art is exceptional and keeps changing regularly. This sort of structured art support from the government also helps keeping the other elements of the city's architecture intact and well preserved. No wonder the vibe is so good that both tourists and locals seem to be loving it. A heritage train station. The world is constantly changing and most of our destinations are connected by air now. Flinders Street Station in Melbourne will remind you of all those romantic old Hollywood movies, some great love stories and novels. Built in 1909, this is Australia's first city railway station. Its iconic clocks, Victorian-style architecture, and frequent trains all add to its old-world charm. Right across the road is Federation Square, another Melbourne heritage landmark. Rich and cute wildlife. Dolphins and penguins are as rare as a UFO these days, and to be honest, not many cities can even boast of these animals anymore. But not Melbourne. From swimming with dolphins to watching the little penguins parade through Phillip Island, you can do it all here. At dusk each night, a colony of penguins emerge from the water at Sutherland Beach like wobbling commuters returning home from a hectic day at sea. From October to December, you can even spot fur seals at the aptly named Seal Rocks. There is also a koala conservation center here. The Werribee Open Range Open Zoo, which is a short drive from the city, is a great way to get close to as many exotic species as possible.